setting new standards in podcast excellence. You have joined the WBT, fully focused on business and taxes. Here is your host, Michael Lodge.
And welcome to the WBT. This is Michael Lodge. I am glad you are here. Today our conversation is going to be about COVID-19. And do you have a business plan? If you own a business, do you have a business plan? When we come out of this lockdown, do you have a business plan? That is our conversation. I'll be right back. This podcast is sponsored by Lodging Company, a fully certified business mediation firm. If you need mediation, send a text to 818-252-5682.
World of Business and Taxes on WBT.
Gosh, I don't know where you're at or where you're listening to me from, but let me tell you, here in Palm Beach, it has been a windy week. We have had wind every single day since the weekend. And it has blown, and I was hoping for some rain, but we never got any rain. I would like some. I tell you, my grass needs it. Listen, I have talked about this several different times, but I know that all of you have been under this lockdown mode, right? You've been sitting in your homes. You haven't been able to go into the office. You've been kind of stuck. You've been stagnant. But I'm asking the question today, how many of you who own a business or who are management in a business have sat down and said, okay, how am I going to survive after I come out of lockdown, and how am I going to run my business, and what is my business plan to pull myself and recover? Because that is the key word, recover. Let me tell you, if you're running a business or if you own a business, you are going to be judged by how well you did during COVID. If you were able to continue on in business during COVID, gold star to you. If you're coming out of COVID and you have a business plan and you're ready to go, gold star for you. But you need one. And if you don't have one, you're going to come out all confused, not knowing exactly what to do. So let's just kind of focus a little bit and say, this is what I need to do to revive my company, because that's what we're doing. We are reviving our small businesses, our medium businesses. Now, I have talked to you about this before. In fact, my last podcast was about this subject. But I feel as though that I really need to push this because I know there are people out there who are scared. They are sitting there not knowing what they're going to do. How they're going to revive the hairstylist. What is she going to do? What is going to be her new mode of operandi when dealing with clients and customers? It's a whole new way of thinking that we have to go through. I don't like it. I'll give you a good example. Now, for weeks and weeks and weeks now, I have been able to go to the store, walk in, and buy my food, and walk back out. Yesterday, I went to the store, and I had to wait in a line outside the store. People were lined up 8 feet from each other, social distancing. And you were not able to go into the store unless you had a mask. I think this is going just a little bit too far, because so far, we have not needed this in stores. And I am of the belief that no matter where you go, there's going to be a virus of some kind. No matter what you touch, there's going to be some type of virus there. A cold virus, a flu virus, a virus that affects the stomach. There is some type there. No matter what, if you wear gloves, no matter if you wear a face mask, no matter what, it's going to get on you somehow. It's going to get on the product that you're touching somehow. That's just how it's always worked. And the same thing with the COVID virus. So I've come to the conclusion that I think that we've just gone way too far. And the city of Palm Beach is the one that did this, and I guess not just the city of Palm Beach, but I guess the health director for the state of Florida decided to come up with this. I don't like it. But that's the new modus operandi, right? That's how people are now having to go to the store. Now, I will always remember the fact that I was stopped outside the grocery store, and I'm going to hold it against them because I'm pissed off. And I'm going to hold it against this COVID. I'm going to hold it against Chinese. I have a whole bunch of people to hold this against. But this is what I'm trying to get to, is that we now have to deal with how do we handle our business from this day forward. Because we're going to get unlockdown instructions in just a few days. But I think that we have to be more proactive in what we're doing. We have the ability right now to pull our financial statements and begin looking through them and finding the things that we don't need anymore. We can now clean house. We have the ability to clean house. We have the ability to bring back people that are more vibrant and more productive than others. We have that opportunity. We have the opportunity to look at our revenue streams and see which one we need to hit first in order to bring in cash into the company. We have that ability. So what we should be doing right now is looking at our financial statements, cleaning up what I like to call a scrub. You need to scrub your financials. So I had to take a drink of coffee. I had to take a break. So I like to call it a scrub. And you should have a scrub meeting. Do a Zoom scrub meeting with your accountant, with your bookkeepers. And go line by line of each one of those lines on your financial statement and your balance sheet and see exactly what items you can cut out. And then you need to look at your balance sheet. What do you owe? What debt do you owe on your balance sheet? What vendors have not paid you, for one thing? And you need to start contacting those vendors by email, saying, "Listen, we're going to come out of this. We're going to come out of this lockdown pretty soon. We need to think about you and I as a vendor in a relationship here on how we're going to get this paid down. And I'll be more than willing to work with you. I will be willing to work with you. But we need to start thinking about this before we are unlocked from this lockdown." So start looking at your balance sheet and look at the debt that you have on there. And the first thing that you do, once you start bringing in cash, and you've got a good amount of cash put away, because you need to be more conservative when you run your businesses from now on. And you need to have some contingency accounts set aside so that just in case something happens, you've got the funding to make it through, whatever that crisis may be. We have now got to go into crisis mode and begin putting together a crisis plan in our minds and on paper what we're going to do. And part of that is our financial statement. So, look at your income statement. Look at your income first and see what products and services make you the most money, or that people rely on, or will purchase quickly, or consume faster, and start marketing that right now. Say, on lockdown day, this is what's going to happen with that product. Then you need to look at your staffing. Bring back the people that are vibrant. I love the word vibrant. And who are aggressive and who knows how to bring in business. You may have to bring in some of your administrative staff just part-time at the very beginning, because we have to ramp this up, right? We can't bring everybody back. We just don't have the cash flow for it at the moment. So we are going to have to ramp things up. So look at your staffing and bring in those individuals. Then you need to look at your balance sheet. Look at how much cash do you have in the bank? And it's probably almost down to zero now. Then you need to look at your accounts receivable. Who owes you money? and start contacting them and say that we are willing to work out payment terms. Payment terms is going to be a key word in your operation from now on, because you've got to get that accounts receivable. And if you've got a lot sitting there, you got to get that in somehow. And the best way is on payment terms. Now, some of you may have to bring in me, a mediator, because you've got contractual issues. You might be late on your rent. You have vendor issues. You have legal issues. You may have all kinds of different things that you need to go into mediation about. The mediator is really good at sitting down with both parties and coming to a fair agreement between both individuals or both parties or both companies. So make that put that in the back of your mind, that if you want to go through your financial statement and make some and get some help, a mediator can help you on business issues. If you get a good business mediator, I am an excellent business mediator. So give me a call, 818-252-5682. But there are going to be items on there that you will need help on, okay? But you need to really get into your receivables and say, okay, you owe me this. Let's work on some terms so that when we come out of this lockdown, we're able to move forward. Because I really want to keep your business. I value you as a client, and I really love you in working with you. The other issue is that then you need to look at your debt. You might have to do some debt restructuring, because it just may be too burdensome at the very beginning of you going back, because the cash flow just isn't there to support any debt. And that goes the same with your accounts payable. How much do you owe vendors? Okay, so you got to start working out some deals with them. Be proactive and be the first one to jump into it. Otherwise, you're going to get some hurt feelings and people are going to be upset. But people admire business people who jump into it and get things done. They know there's a problem. They know there's accounts payable problem, accounts receivable problem. And if you sit down with those individuals and work out a deal, you're 10 miles ahead of everybody else. Maybe even 100 miles ahead of everybody else. It's all about being proactive and identifying the issues that you need to be working on. Right now, you should be doing that. Now, the other part of this is you're going to be judged on how you ran your company during COVID, okay? And how you come out of COVID. So you need a business plan. Right now, you need to sit down and write down a business plan of what you're going to do, step by step. The individuals you need to talk to and rehire. The products that you need to push. The ones that are going to bring in the fast cash at the very beginning. You need to say, okay, how am I going to operate more lean and mean until I can get the company up and running full speed? You want to bring back all of your employees. We know that. Maybe not some of them. But let's be honest. There's some out there that you don't really want to bring back. But you need to focus on those individuals who really bring value to your company. Remember, the word is value. You need to bring those individuals back at the very beginning as you ramp up that bring value to you and your company. Because you got to start generating cash. Then you need to look at your operational things. Maybe there are some departments that just are not needed anymore. Or maybe they're not needed at the very beginning. So maybe you need to start slowing a little bit down and say, okay, we really don't need that Photoshop guy anymore. We don't need that person in admin anymore, because we're going to have to double up on responsibilities until we're able to bring those people back. So you need to write your business plan. What is your plan of action? What are you going to do? What are you going to hit first? What people are you going to bring back? What responsibilities are you going to give people? And this is the most important thing. What responsibilities are you going to give to those individuals that you value as staff to build your company back up? So you need a business plan. And I'm telling you this because I do it myself, and I teach companies to do this. If you are a manager or an owner of a company, you need to get a book, a journal, and keep your notes in there. Keep your thoughts in there. Keep your business plans in there. And then, once you've got your business plan written in your journal, then you need to start communicating it with the people that you're going to bring back and get involved in rebuilding your business. So you've got a lot of work to do. You've got just a few more days. Honestly, I think the president's going to announce at any moment that we need to start reviving this country, bringing back business. So you just have a few more days to get your act together. If you have not been doing this, then you have forgotten what it means to be in business, because business takes planning every single day. When you get out of the bed in the morning and you go into the office, you should be planning what needs to happen during that day. What are your goals and expectations of yourself and of the people that you are in charge of? If they don't know what their goals and expectations are, you're not going to get anywhere. Get a journal, write it down so that you know specifically what needs to happen, and then start checking the things off that you got done or that other people got done. I tell you, you think you can do it in the computer, but once it's in the computer, you forget about it. I know, because I'm that kind of person. If I have to literally write it down and then check it off, and I have to monitor it on a daily basis, and I have that book with me with every place I go, every meeting I go into, every conversation that I have, every phone call that I make, every video conferencing that I do, every mediation that I do, I know it's written there, and I know where I can go to it. And it's with me when I wake up in the morning until when I go to bed at night. It takes proactive work like that in order to build a plan for that day, for that month, for that year. And you are now having to rebuild, bring back your business, and get it going again. We don't know when that day is going to be. I'm sure it's going to be within the next few days or weeks. But you should have a plan ready to go. Hit the road, Jack, and don't look back. That's what you need to do. If you have any questions or concerns, send me a text. If you need mediation, send me a text. 818-252-5682. 818-252-5682. Everybody go out and have a great day. This is Mike Lodge on the WBT.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
This podcast has been produced by Michael Lodge, fully focused,